To put a bow on this part of the conversation anyway, just Blake Griffin. Again, Mark Stein has already attached him on Twitter, at least teams with interest. Won't surprise anyone. The Lakers, the Clippers, the Nets, the Heat, the Warriors, among those that have expressed interest in Griffin. Celtics not listed. Maybe they're interested. Maybe they're not. Honestly, I don't know. The bigger question is, do we even think Blake would come to Boston? Celtics fans are going to do their thing on social media. It's always the way. We're all going to be asked about it 1,000 times. I don't think there's any shot at him coming to Boston. I don't think he wants to. And I think it's more likely he's going to choose a team, as mentioned earlier. It's just closer to contending this season. I assume you agree with that?
Yeah, I've actually even been told that Boston's not on his list. I think the two LA teams, Brooklyn and Miami, are the front runners. Miami gives him, I think, more of an opportunity to play. The Heat, of course, lost Myers Leonard. They're one big man down. They've got Kelly Olynyk as a floor spacer. Griffin could kind of complement that. He's certainly not a floor spacer anymore. Not a very good one. But I think that Miami is kind of a dark horse in that mix. There are just too many teams that want Blake Griffin that offer more things. And if you're Blake Griffin and you're probably walking away with like a $60 million check to cover the rest of this season and next, you don't give a damn about money right now. So you're playing for the minimum and just choosing the best situation. And I don't believe Boston will be in the running.
So, Chris, we'll let you go on this. The All-Star game is this weekend, and it's become my favorite midseason Celtics talking head argument that it's really started a few years ago, and it's annual at this point in time. Should these guys play in the All-Star game? First, it was Kyrie Irving, and then it's Kemba Walker, and now, obviously, you've got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Brad Stevens was asked about it and said what he's always said, which is what you expect him to say, which is, it's one game in the middle of a week. They'll barely work up a sweat. No big deal. Now, if a lot of us, had our druthers, maybe Tatum, who is still clearly recovering, at least on the floor, from the effects of COVID. And, he has himself said that his breathing has been out of whack. So he is not back to 100% Jason Tatum. In fact, by his standards, he hasn't been a bad player by any stretch, but by his standards, he has been off the last few, 20 games or so. He is not nearly shot with the success rate that he did prior to that diagnosis. And then obviously Jaylen Brown with the knee tendonitis, it's his native Atlanta. That's fine. Go and be part of the festivities, take part in the 3-point shootout, because there's no wear and tear there, but skip the game, sit. I mean, that would be in a perfect world. That's how I would like to see this play out, but it's not a perfect world, and it's a players league, and nobody's going to tell these guys not to play. So is this just one of those things where people need to get over it, accept it, and, not bitch and moan about the fact that, oh my God, these guys are playing in an all-star game?
Yeah, I go back and forth on the All-Star game and whether guys should play, because it is, multi-layered this year with the pandemic, and should guys be going down there, traveling, all that stuff. I don't have a huge issue physically with Tatum and Brown going down there. They're not going to expend any real energy. And because of, the COVID restrictions, they'll basically be there for 48 hours. And I have found, and players have said this in the past, that you get something out of that if you're a young player being around other greats. Jaylen Brown's obviously never been there before as a player. Tatum, he's getting another crack. I think they will gain something from that experience that will help them in the second half of the season and beyond. And look, from a COVID safety perspective, they're probably a lot safer being a part of this. I mean, the NBA is going to keep them in the basic protocols. Now, the NBA says other players are going to be testing during their time off. I mean, good luck with that. Like, good luck getting guys going on vacation to, spit in a cup and FedEx it back to wherever you're sending it to. I'm highly skeptical that's going to happen. So I think they're probably safer from the pandemic being part of All-Star Weekend. I'm just like any Celtic fan, you're hoping that it's a nice, easy 15 minutes that the both of them play in this game, and then they're sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter getting their rest. And if that's how it plays out, I don't think there'll be any lingering issues.
Well, I think that's why people are so alarmed, is that's what people were hoping for with Kemba last year, and then he goes and plays almost 40 minutes, and then he's affected for the rest, for the last year.
Yeah, that's why I say go 15 and then let somebody else go out there and play. So yeah, we don't want You don't want a rekindling of that experience.